All right, ladies and gentlemen, Championship Sunday is here. This is the Playmaker. After delivering all week long on who I had to pick, I finally came to my decision. For Championship Week, Championship Sunday, we have we have three of the four teams that have been outstanding offensively. The Chiefs number one, Eagles three, and the 49ers fifth. Nevertheless, we kicking things off in Lincoln Financial Field at 3 p.m. when the Eagles are hosting the 49ers. And in this game, it's going to be interesting. You have two young quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has done a phenomenal job in his stint with the 49ers. Jalen Hurts has been playing like an MVP until he was injured, came back and still looked like an MVP player. Both defenses, however, top two in defenses, 49ers and Eagles. So these young quarterbacks, they have their hands full in this one. Starting with the San Francisco 49ers, like I said, Brock Purdy has been phenomenal. Undefeated since he became the quarterback after Jimmy Garoppolo suffered a season-ending injury. He's been efficient. He's been taking care of the football, and he's been making the correct plays, especially to be a rookie at this point in stage in his first ever NFC Championship game. Nevertheless, it's good to have this guy, Christian McCaffrey. That guy is a beast. And ever since San Fran has traded for Christian McCaffrey, they have been undefeated. They have won every game since Christian McCaffrey has put on the 49ers uniform. So that's some good things that's going on for the 49ers. Not to mention Debo Samuel is healthy. Brandon Ayuk has been making plays. George Kittle is coming emerging late in the season for the 49ers. But however, everybody can know what the talk is. It is this defense that is the best defense in the National Football League, led by Joey Bosa, Fred Warner, Jimmy Ward, Dre Greenlaw. Man, we can keep going naming stuff. They have a Pro Bowler. They have a stud in every level of that defense. That defense is just out this world. D'Amico Ryans, who is the favorite as of right now for the Houston Texans job, and he deserves a head coaching job because what he has done with his 49ers defense cannot be ignored. The 49ers led the league in turnovers with 13, the Eagles in third with 8. Because the Eagles defense is good too. So on the Philly side, Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, they have made a great duo so far. They have taken this Eagles team from just making the playoffs last year, being that wild card round when they had to go against Tom Brady, to being the number one seed with the best record in the league and doing it dominantly, running, passing, whatever the case may be. Hurts, Miles Sanders, Bart Scott, Boston Scott, should I say, not Bart, Boston Scott, uh, Greenwell. Then you got the receivers of A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and the tight end, Dallas Goddard. They beat you in so many different ways. So it's going to be interesting how Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts call their offense against this 49ers defense. Nevertheless, speaking of defenses, the Eagles, they have a tenacious defense as well. They might not be the best defense like the 49ers, but they are definitely in the top five for sure in the NFL this year in defense. And they do lead the league in sacks. They have 70 sacks this season. San Fran had 44. That's a big gap difference. The Eagles D line, they can get after you. They like to stop the run too. But don't forget about that secondary. Darius Slade, Bradbury, those guys know how to cover and cover very well. So it's going to be interesting to see how Slade and Samuel match up, IU and Bradbury in the matchup, or vice versa. It could be Bradbury and Samuels and Slade and IU. But the interesting thing, and before I continue on to the tight ends, George Kittle, Dallas Goddard, which one of the tight ends would do good? 49ers got the better linebacker core than the Eagles. Now, as I flip over, we go to the AFC side. A rematch from last year's AFC divisional round, AFC championship game between the Bengals and the Chiefs in the same place at Arrowhead Stadium. This was the team last year around this same time. Joe Burrow and the Bengals go in at Arrowhead and stun the Kansas City Chiefs. Nevertheless, the Kansas City Chiefs come in with the top passing offense, and the Bengals come in with the fifth best passing offense in the league. Joe Burrow has beaten Patrick Mahomes 3 consecutive times, and he's 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes. This is a game where Patrick Mahomes is the storyline because he's injured. But nevertheless, Joe Burrow did go into Buffalo, a snowy Buffalo, in the divisional round and took out Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills with no problem. And like I said earlier, Patrick Mahomes is injured, coming off a high ankle sprain against the Jaguars, but he's been practicing all week. He's good to go. So how is it that we have the 49ers and the Eagles, the Bengals, and the Chiefs in this round? And after a long, hard week of deliberating or doing my due diligence, I finally made my picks. So in 2 weeks, when we head to Phoenix, Arizona for the Super Bowl, I predict we will see the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm picking Philly because I believe this is where legends are made of. This is where guys who look to be stars become stars. And I feel Jalen Hurts will pull this out in the fourth quarter for the Philadelphia Eagles at home to get past the 49ers. And for the Bengals, Joe Burrow's already 3-0 against a healthy Patrick Mahomes. Now, Patrick Mahomes is injured. He's not 100%. And they have a better weapons record than the Chiefs. When you talk about Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine come out of the backfield. When you talk about Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd at the receiving core, Aaron who comes in every once in a while, he made plays, and then you have Hayden Hurst at tight end. No disrespect to the Kansas City Chiefs because they do have Juju Smith-Schuster, Sky Moore, who's a speedster. Travis Kelce is that man. They can use, Kadarius Toney. They can use, in different ways. Jerry McKinnon out the backfield, Isaiah Pacheco out the backfield. Kansas City Chiefs have weapons too, but I feel the Bengals, who are being disrespected yet again, will have to show the world one more time against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs that we are not to be messed with. Bengals, Eagles for the Super Bowl.